My name is Dan Marcello, a junior here at Rhode Island College. Today I'll be taking you on a tour of a place that, well, I spent my entire childhood being at, the Darlington American Baseball Complex here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. This is a place where I became a better teammate, friend, and person, and learned and had fun playing the game of baseball. This place is near and dear to my heart, and it is a pleasure to share this opportunity with you. We're going to start our tour here at Paul D. Shea Field. Shea Field is the T-ball field here in the Darlington American Baseball Complex. This is where most young kids basically start their baseball career. You play T-ball in instructional league here for 2 years and basically have the time of your life because the games really don't count and you're learning and having fun. This is where me and my dad, who was also my coach for basically my entire baseball career, we spent a lot of time. Over here there used to be a batting cage, but that's obviously taken down. I think Hurricane Sandy has something to do with that. But this is where we used to basically hone our craft and become better baseball players. We used to hit off a tee, and it was quite the experience because, well, it was kind of easy because the tee wasn't moving, but I still found a way to miss the ball. So maybe that's why I wasn't the best baseball player when I was young. I'll take you inside right now. This is basically where it began for me. The bench. I was on the bench a lot during my baseball career. And this is the first bench I really got to, sit on and ride the pine, as they say. But that's all joking aside. I'm joking. This is where it all began. Paul D. Shea Field. Now here's really where it began. The other bench at Paul D. Shea Field. I'm pretty sure I sat right around there. Get a good look. That's where it all began. These bleachers right here is kind of special to me because this is where, my grandparents and family, my grandparents especially, used to come watch me play and learn. And it's pretty funny because my grandfather was sitting right around over there, and I started off from home plate, had my first real hit, and we went to third base, second base, first base, and then home. Now, everyone familiar with baseball, that is not the way you play, so that's probably why I ended up over here. But I played all positions here in this field. I played left, center, right, third, shortstop, second, first. There was no catcher, obviously, because there was a tee. But there was also a pitcher, but that was done by the coaches, and that's where my dad basically was. He was the coach. He was the best there was. I mean, he was always taught us how to have fun, and it wasn't about wins and losses, obviously, back then, but it was just about having fun and being with your friends and being outside enjoying, the beautiful weather here in Slater Park. Well, after you graduate from T-ball and instructional league, you end up playing minor league. Here we're at Jim Rethowski Memorial Field. This is one of the two fields that you'd play minor league, and then you'd also play little league games here. So we're inside the field now. We're at the pitcher's mound, and yes, we did graduate from moving from the bench to the bench, and I was actually a pitcher in minor league. Played a lot of first base as well, and I also played a lot of second base. Wasn't exactly the quickest guy or the most athletic guy, so I did not play shortstop. Third base, the hot corner. Had a couple experiences over there, not ones I want to brag about. And obviously I played out in the outfield. This field's pretty special to me because this is where minor league, me and my dad played for Wickford Appliance, and we won a championship. My only championship really in baseball during the regular season, and it's a very special place to me because, not only did we win a championship, but that was like the first time you ever get that big trophy. I got a lot of the small trophies, but you get that big trophy, and right now we're at Richard Casamini Field. Some minor league games were played here, but mostly you spent your Little League career here. This is definitely the nicest field here in the Darlington American Baseball Complex. This is kind of like the showcase. We have a lot of state tournaments here for like teams that actually went to the Little League World Series have been through this field too. It's a beautiful field. They really do a good job keeping up with it, and it's definitely a great place to learn the game. One of the last stops on our tour is here at the Darlington American Junior League, Senior League, Big League, and Fall Ball League complexes. This field's beautiful. Spent a lot of time here, obviously, becoming a young adult. It's one of the nicest fields probably in the state of Rhode Island. It's actually so nice that if you look at these lights here, these are the former lights of the old McCoy Stadium before it was re-renovated. Obviously, you know, people might say, wow, it's just a baseball field, but here it was a place where, you know, as a teenager, just come out and play. I mean, the games were a lot more competitive. And if you look over here to the left, that's Cal Ripken, and that's the Darlington National Fields. They're our rivals. Darlington American doesn't really like them too much. So we're not going to spend too much time over there because, well, it's not very important. It's not very important to me, but we did have a very heated rivalry against them, and you can see how close they were to, you know, the entire Darlington American baseball field complex. It was a very close rivalry, and there were some, you know, some great and epic games that were played between the two leagues. Right now, we're on top of the bleachers here, and, you know, it's such a nice field. They lock this place up like it's the Pentagon, as you can see. You can't get on the field. You need keys and time slots and passwords and a bunch of stuff that obviously they don't have today. But again, this is kind of a theme here for me. The bleachers. Well, and I guess the bench too, but they did sit on the bench here as well. But the bleachers is where, you know, my family, friends, my grandparents, my grandfather, they would come and watch me, and it's amazing to think that I started out all the way over there at Paul D. Shea Field. I wish that tree wasn't in the way. There we go. Paul D. Shea Field, and, you know, they were over in those bleachers there, and I was a little guy playing, running around the bases backwards, and then we went over to Rathowski Field, played minor league, had a lot of fun there, went all the way back there to the what I thought was the biggest field in the world. Cosmini Field, it was kind of like the place where, you know, you knew that you were growing up, but it wasn't over yet. You're still gonna have a lot of good years ahead of you playing baseball and, you know, becoming a better friend and a better teammate. You know, field days over there at Bailey Field, and then it all kind of came back here. Around Junior League and even Senior League and Big League, became a little bit better of a baseball player, but that's not what was important. To me, it was about having my grandfather sitting right there watching me play, my grandmother right there watching me play, having family members all around supporting me and cheering me on. And it's one of those lessons in life that, you know, yeah, you know, maybe I'm not playing baseball professionally, even though I did play with someone who's playing for the Yankees right now, which is kind of a cool thing to say. I played with him, and he also did hit me in the head with a pitch all the way back there. I believe it was Rathowski Field, but I'm not sure. I think it might have been Cosmini. I mean, it was like an 85-mile-an-hour pitch to the head, so maybe I won't remember too well. But it's like a full circle to say that I'm standing here as a junior in Rhode Island College, and I'm filming a place that was so important to me as a kid. There's one more stop I'd like to take you guys, obviously, on, and it's the best part of this entire tour. A place where I think everybody enjoyed, you know, being a kid rather than playing on these fields. Now, I know it doesn't really look like much. It just looks like some bricks and concrete. But here, in 1998, Darlington American put together their first real concession stand. Now, it's pretty funny because You know, obviously all kids love food and candy, and right through there you used to get all your food and candy. But it's also pretty funny to think that over at Shea Field, Rathowski, Casamini, all the way to the junior and big league fields, whether it be spring, fall, summer, you know, obviously you if you were a kid, you wanted candy and you wanted everything through here. But if you come right over here, that's where the schedules used to be. I'm pretty sure my name was not up there as being the player of the week. That was a joke, you're supposed to laugh. But right over here, this door, I'm not going to read to you what's on the door, because some jerk had to graffiti it. But right here, there would be a mother of a player or a volunteer worker, and you used to get a free hot dog and a free soda after every game. Whether you're a little guy learning to play the game or a senior league player that was trying to hone his craft and try to fight for a spot on a high school roster, and using those games over at the big field, as we used to call it, as games for real good practice, for real good competition. You used to line up all over here. There would be the hot dogs and there would be the soda, and everybody got one. And it's pretty funny to think that all the games that happened out in these fields, everyone just had a good time here. Whether they won, they lost. There used to be picnic tables here, and you would just be with your friends, be with all your buddies, and you just have a good time. You just have, like kid moments. As cheesy as that sounds, you just kind of have those moments when you remember forever. Talking about the game, but talking about Beyblades and Pokemon over a free hot dog from the Darlington American Mom. Doesn't get much better than that. This concludes our tour today. It's a great opportunity here to take you to the Darlington American Little League Baseball Complex, a place where I grew up. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. And there's only two things left that I have to say. Play ball.